Does that mean go?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, it's Kaiju Movies 96 here. And with Ultraman
5578.
And Zilla 827.
And we are all going to review Godzilla Final Wars, the last installment in the Godzilla series, supposedly.
True.
So, Matt, tell us what happens in the beginning.
Well, we see Godzilla we see the new Godzilla design in Antarctica, and he's basically fighting off the army, but they fail. I don't know how the hell they're just melting around. And then we see the Gotengo finally appear to fight Godzilla, and they eventually get blown out the sky. And then an earthquake appears, making Godzilla fall into a giant crack in the earth. Then the Gotengo fires the mountain, making him freeze in the earth to keep him there.
Okay. And then immediately after following those events, there's a commercial for these supposedly called mutants that have superhuman abilities. They jump high and they can hit hard, so basically nothing really new here.
True.
Just watch a kung fu movie, Okay, well, basically it starts off with monsters attacking every city. King Caesar in Okinawa.
Rodan in New York. Sorry, I like Rodan. He's cool.
Paris, Kumonga in Arizona. And basically all the world is going hectic trying to find out why these creatures have appeared. So they've dispatched their giant warships to several of the cities to stop the mayhem, but to no avail, they fail.
And eventually, out of nowhere, the ships that look like a triangle curved up appear and take the monsters away. And then we see this giant ball, a spaceship, and appear, and this aliens called the Exilians come out showing peace, that they're saving the monsters, they're going to take them away from you, don't worry, and there's some giant meteor's going to come and hit you in like a couple of days or something like that.
Planet Gorth. Sorry, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, they're just acting all nice so they can plan. And
Okay,
eventually...
evil. Sorry.
There's a scene where Rodan destroys the airplane where the doctor is in, and the new one appears as a decoy.
Mm-hmm. He's fake.
Well, basically, there's this famous professor, and he has shown that Rodan, attacks and destroys his airplane before all the monsters are captured.
Wait, he wasn't a professor.
Well, he was, Prime Minister, that's what he was.
President of the UN or something.
Yeah, he's...
First Japanese president of the UN.
First Prime Minister of the Japanese UN. So, basically, they send out a decoy Prime Minister, and, the mutants find out about us. They go to confront the Exilians during an interview, and they shoot the Prime Minister in the head, and then he goes all convulsive.
And he blows up.
And it reveals the Exilian inside, that robotic Exilian side.
Yes.
No, that's what they actually look like. They look like robots, but they're just, ugly creatures.
So the guy with the mustache was badass.
Yeah.
He's my favorite human.
And eventually the young Exilian kills the leader to get on with...
Yeah.
And so, he wants to... He just can't wait and just kills the leader, goes to his ship and releases all the monsters along with these mini-ships to help along. And eventually the world goes to hell.
Oh, remember Gigan at the bottom of the ocean, and the Exilians resurrect their ancient their ancient monster that supposedly fought Mothra tens of thousands of years ago. Continue, Matt.
And eventually, the scientists are examining the bodies covered in mold, and, he just screams out Gaia, and he comes out of the thing, starts destroying everything.
So then the world, is that chaos?
If you're an Exilian, and the young leader says, Gigan rise, kind of creepy-ish, and, he rises and starts going on a rampage. And then all the monsters return to their previous cities where they start destroying. King Caesar back in Okinawa, and Rodan back in New York, and they destroy all the battleships. So Earth is basically defenseless except for the Gotengo.
So
what happens next?
Then
eventually...
Wait, can I talk? I want to talk.
Matt, go.
Hey.
Matt, you'll have your turn.
Oh, woo.
Eventually, the team of mutants and humans go to some American dude. I don't know what his name is. I forgot.
It's in the beginning with Manda.
Yeah, and we see him. He's take him out, and I forgot the rest. Hold on. Okay, you can talk. I'm trying to...
Okay, well, basically,
Oh yeah, okay, I remember. Okay.
they take out the Tango.
Yeah, and they go to the Arctic to release Godzilla from his sleeping area, and before they can do it, the Exilians get Gigan and destroy the Gotango, but they get Godzilla, and Godzilla kills Gigan.
Yes.
Well, he decapitates him for now. So
Yeah,
after
the
that,
Exilians, take him back and upgrade him to a chainsaw.
yeah, well, then this happens. The Gotango leads Godzilla to all the major cities.
Because he thinks he's still in that fight he was many years ago.
They lead him to Sydney, Australia, because they're heading towards Bay Okinawa to face King Caesar. But little do they know, Zilla is released in Australia really quick, and basically
Godzilla
takes
keeps the shit out of him.
And then he fights Kamanga, kills. I don't know, he throws him out of nowhere, like God knows where he
Basically
went.
just kills every single monster in a really creative yet predictable way.
Yes.
And then
So-
there's the scene where the big 3-on-1 fight with Ghidorah.
Godzilla, barely got hit. Except for, once, I think, he got hit. But that was it.
Then
Well,
there's
that epic fight scene with King Caesar, Rodan, and Anguirus, or Anguinus, whatever you want to call it. That sounds like a good word, doesn't it?
Queen of Sounds
And, basically, the Gotango leads Godzilla to the mothership, where they're taken hostage, and a mutant learns that he's a special mutant, and he's, taken over, and, this girl stabs him in the back with, some mystic dagger. And during all this, a meteor was the planet, or meteor, or whatever, hits Earth, and it reveals to be itself to be Monster X. Godzilla and Monster X have a fight.
Then Mothra comes, so then they release Gigan, and then Gigan and Mothra fight, as well as Godzilla and Monster X fight. And all the humans are fighting as well.
Yeah, Mothra comes out of nowhere because she was called by the fairies. If you look at that scene, it looks like they just finished their song, and basically Mothra and Gigan fight. Gigan explodes Mothra with Gigan shoots his titty saws at Matt, you like that. Okay, Mothra disables the titty saws, and they decapitate Gigan once again, but he's not dead. He can still walk around. The Exilians found that flaw in him. He's decapitated. He'll die, along with every other kaiju that will happen. And then Mothra goes into Fire Mothra and kills Gigan for good. And if you look at the ending credits, you'll see that Mothra flies back and is still very much alive, because Mothra represents a phoenix and grows back from her ashes, so Mothra wins, basically.
Woo!
And then it's Godzilla up against Monster X. Monster X reveals itself to be Kaiser Ghidorah.
Which is
and
basically
Godzilla
King
is
Ghidorah
back.
with 4 legs.
Actually, Ghidorah kicks Godzilla's ass for a second, and the Tango
Yeah.
releases some kind of energy into his spikes.
Yeah, because the mutant, channels his energy in the beam and something like that, and then they shoot it at Godzilla's spikes.
Casey, we only have 2 minutes. You need to end the video at 10 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes.
Alright.
2 minutes.
Okay, go.
Matt, basically the ending has what going on?
We
What
have
happened?
once Godzilla gets his energy back, he kills Ghidorah by some kind of red beam, and he goes to the humans. He's territorial, challenging them.
He's like, "Rawr, I'm gonna kill you," and then his son comes in and defends the humans. Minia's 30 feet tall, so he's
We completely kept Minya out of the story. Probably forgot about him.
yeah, Minia's in the story too. Godzilla Jr. Can't leave him out.
He actually is friends with the human kid. That's what's kind of weird.
Yeah. So basically, Minia defends the humans. Godzilla and Minia run away, and that's about it. And it ends there, and the human race completely needs to rebuild. And some people think that Godzilla Jr. is Godzilla Final Wars. So
It is actually, I think.
it's not. It's that was the original story, but they scrapped it. So sorry to burst your bubble on that.
Oh my god, fuck Toho.
Yeah.
And in the credits, we all know that Hedorah and Ibra fight Godzilla in a second.
That was funny.
That wasn't seen.
We see in the end Hedorah destroying his city.
Thanks everyone for viewing our review. Hopefully we can do longer videos in the future. And Casey,
What?
turn it off.
Okay, bye.
Turn it off.